So we're here to talk about graph databases as an alternative to using a vector database. And you can see the differences in architecture, the way a RAG implementation works. In a vector database, you effectively grab similar documents based on the query that's provided, which is step 4 and 5 right here in the top diagram. In the bottom diagram, what's different about graph databases is that not only do you use the query to generate a similarity search, but you actually grab the nodes of interest or the actual documents relevant to the answer itself, making the final response far more accurate based on the context of the query. This in turn also cuts down on hallucinations in the response from the RAG agent. To illustrate this point, I've already have a Neo4j database, which is our graph database in this demo. And I've already done the ingest of a data set, which includes documents from the British broadcasting system. And we're going to make a query to our LLM using our graph database for our embedding model. As you can see here, I'm using a Flask application, which just exposes an endpoint for my LLM. Under the covers, we're using Llama 3.3, 7 billion parameter model. So based on the data set that we have from the British Broadcasting Company, I'm going to query the RAG agent with a question that's relevant to the data set that we've provided. So let's go ahead and run that query right now. So the question that we've posed to our RAG agent is, what do these articles say about Ernie Weiss? And what's really interesting is we've used named entity recognition in order to extract any information that we can use to target document retrieval. And in this case, we've recognized an entity as a person, Ernie Weiss, and we fetch documents based on that entity type, a person. And from that, we can actually see that we've retrieved two different documents, text files 098 and 289. And based on the question that we've provided, what do these articles say about Ernie Weiss? In conjunction with the documents that we've queried from our embeddings model, we have an answer that Ernie Weiss made Britain's first mobile phone call on January 1st, 1985 across the Vodafone network, marking an event in the early history of mobiles. The difference between a RAG agent using a vector database versus a graph database is that we've retrieved the relevant documents ahead of time that's relevant to just that particular query. And we've used that to pass into our LLM in order to answer the question. I hope you enjoyed the demo.